Good morning, students. Hello, how are you? I hope everyone is fine. Today we are going to start with our new topic of energy. As on that day we had discussed about the different kinds of energy. But before that, I am going to revise all the topics which we had covered on that day. First, we are going to revise all we can say the definitions which we had done on that day. Energy. It is defined as capacity of doing work. And what is unit of energy? Unit of energy is joule, and it is denoted by the symbol J. And 1 joule is equivalent to 1 Newton meter. Then comes over here work energy theorem, which is very important. It is generally asked in the paper. What is work energy theorem? As you know, the principle of work and energy together is known as work energy theorem. It says that change in the energy due to motion of an object is equal to the work done by all forces on the object. And in this case, I have given you the example of a bicycle. Let me tell you once again that example. So, what I had told you on that day, suppose you are going to school on bicycle. Obviously, some force is applied by you on the bicycle and it will cover some distance. Hence, it means what? Work is done, because we know work done is equal to force multiplied displacement. And in other words, what it means, that is your energy is it is resulting into some work. And when you pedal fast, obviously your bicycle will run more faster with more force, and thus more work will be done. It means that bicycle is gaining energy because of the work done by you. Or in simple words, the bicycle is changing its state of rest to state of motion. Why? Because earlier bicycle was in state of rest, not moving at all, but when you are applying the pedals at that time, the bicycle, it starts moving. So in simple words, it means that energy of an object increases if more work is done on the object. Now I am going to explain you about on that day we had discussed about electrical energy. As we are knowing the importance of electricity, because most of the appliances they run on electricity. For example, tube lights, lamps, fans and many more. Then comes over a sound energy. It's an energy which enables us to communicate or hear each other. And we can say this sound energy is generally produced by vibrations, and we all produce sound energy. And the third one is thermal energy. What is thermal energy? It's we can say its other name is heat energy. And when fuels like coal, petrol, diesel, wood are burnt, we get heat energy from them. Light energy, it's energy which enables us to see. Then comes over here solar energy. The energy which is obtained from the sun is known as solar energy. And moreover, it is the we can say renewable source of energy. And above all, as we people are knowing, rising population is matter for worry. So the government is promoting solar cookers, solar water heaters and many more, so that in this way we can conserve the energy. And today we are going to discuss about the potential energy, kinetic energy, mechanical energy. So now we are going to discuss about kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is energy which is due to motion of an object. It means it exists when body is moving or in motion. For example, a moving car has kinetic energy. A bullet fired from the gun is another example of kinetic energy. A falling stone can enter soft soil on reaching the ground. You can take another example, an apple falling from the height also has a kinetic energy. Moving hands of a clock, a rolling ball, And moreover, what else I have written? Just see, a moving car has kinetic energy, but the car which is at rest has zero kinetic energy. With this, I think that the concept of kinetic energy is clear to you. Now I am going to tell you about the factors upon which kinetic energy depends. It depends upon two factors. What are those two factors? One is the mass of the object and second is square of the speed of the object. And what's its formula? Formula is 1/2 of mv square, where m stands for the mass and the v square stands for the square of the speed of the object. And the unit of kinetic energy is joule, because kinetic energy itself is an energy and unit of energy is joule. So the note of the name is changed, but the unit of kinetic energy is also joule. Clear? Now comes to the next energy, that is potential energy. Potential energy. Potential energy is energy which is possessed by a body due to position or configuration of the body. For example, an object held at a height above the ground. For example, I am raising this duster. Now see, as we can say, this object is held at a height and above the ground. That is what happens at that time. It is possessing which energy? It is possessing potential energy. Then comes over here a stretched rubber string. Here children, here you can see the rubber band. I think it's visible. Now if I am going to stretch it, see, I have stretched it. So it means what? This stretched rubber band string, it possesses which energy? It possesses potential energy. You can take another example. Water that is behind a dam also possesses potential energy. Now we are going to discuss about the factors upon which potential energy depends. It depends upon the three factors: mass of the body, acceleration due to gravity, vertical height up to which body is lifted. So now what is the formula? Formula is mass multiplied acceleration due to gravity multiplied height. And what is its unit? Its unit is also joule. So from here, what it means that energy possesses the unit joule. So its unit is joule. Clear? Now we are going to discuss about mechanical energy. What is mechanical energy? Before that, let me give you one example. Suppose an aeroplane is flying in the sky, and you people are knowing very well, when an object is moving, it is possessing which energy? Yes, you are right. It is possessing kinetic energy. And as the aeroplane is flying in the sky, it means it is at a height. It means it is having potential energy. So it means what? An aeroplane is possessing both the energies, kinetic energy as well as potential energy. So sum of kinetic energy and potential energy is known as mechanical energy. So in simple words, it means that mechanical energy means what? Potential energy plus kinetic energy. Clear? Now we are going to discuss about the interconversion of energy or transformation of energy. What it means? It means that conversion of one form of energy into another form of energy is known as interconversion of energy. For example, in room heaters, you all people are using room heaters, especially during winter times. And what we do, we are using what? We are converting electrical energy into heat energy, because this room heater is working with the help of electricity. So it means electrical energy is being converted into heat energy. In bow and arrow means tir kaman. When we pull string of the bow, what happens? While holding arrow in the pulled string, what will happen? On releasing the arrow, potential energy of the bow changes to kinetic energy. So what is being said? When we pull the string of the bow while holding arrow in the pulled string, Then on releasing the arrow, potential energy of the bow changes to kinetic energy. In electric bulb, electrical energy is converted to light energy. Now we are going to come to our next topic, law of the conservation of energy. What it states? It states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only change its form. In other words, total energy is conserved during transformation of energy. See children, I have underlined the word total here. What it means? When energy of one form, it changes into another form. It means that when energy of one form, it changes into another form, then what happens? Some part of energy is spent in transformation to meet ground friction, air friction, or heat. For example, just see. For example, in electric bulb, you have seen what is the electric bulb, electrical energy is converted to what? Light energy, and some part of energy is spent as heat energy. Clear? Now I am going to give you examples of different applications of the conservation of energy. Let us take an example of roller coaster. You might have gone to the amusement park. There you have seen roller coaster. It's a kind of a swing. Clear? Jhula hai bahut bada sa. So in there what we have seen potential energy and kinetic energy are interconvertible. When the slide is at height, it will have which energy? Yes, you are right, at height we generally have potential energy. And when slide is released, it means it starts moving. So what will happen? Potential energy will change it into kinetic energy. Children, here I am going to explain it. See here, the slide is over here. Got it? And here you can see it is at height, so it is having potential energy. When that slide is going to release, obviously it is going to change into kinetic energy. This kinetic energy will make the slide to pass B, that is, and from here this kinetic, because the slide is having kinetic energy, it will start moving at a height. It will have a potential energy at this position. Again, when it is going to release, it is going to change into kinetic energy to pass the position D, and then again it will rise to position E. Again at E, that slide is having a potential energy. Now come to our next example, for that is hydro power plant. children in hydropower plant. So what is going to happen over, just listen. Hydro means, simply it means water. So what is being said, as we are knowing, water is stored in a dam, has a potential energy. When this water is made to fall, what happened? Potential energy will change it into kinetic energy. This kinetic energy, then it is going to run water turbines, and these turbines are connected to electric generators. As a result, these electric generators, they will produce electricity. So we can say mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. With this, our chapter finishes. And the homework is, read all the activities, go through it, and if there is any doubt, most welcome to ask. Thank you.